nationwide epidemic. The drug game continues to decimate Baltimore City. Drug leaders here traveling all the way to Mexico and flooding Baltimore with the most lethal opioids around, spawning murder and even overdoses. All a battle over clientele, money, and power. The calls and crime scenes are a constant cycle.
2 people reported shot at 1618.
Bloodshed that's ripped families apart.
Kids getting killed. I never see my child again, ever.
And left others scared to walk their own streets.
This is ridiculous. This is beyond ridiculous.
It's outrageous and unacceptable.
Baltimore continues to grapple with violence that's simply unprecedented. Gunfire that's mostly fueled by the drug game.
We are in the midst of tragedy and overdoses and fatalities that we have not seen ever in this country.
How much of a role is the drug industry playing in that homicide count?
It's a huge role. It's a huge role.
It's an epidemic that's plaguing our city like never before. Day after day, corner after corner, helping power neighborhoods and even Baltimore's economy.
Hundreds of drug shops throughout the city. Huge profit margins.
The deadliest opioids make their way onto the streets, a cash business that's wheeling and dealing more than ever. How much drug money would you say is on the streets of Baltimore?
Several $1 million at any given time.
Daily. Wow. For the DEA and Special Agent in charge Don Hibbert, they're left trying to stop it all.
It's the insatiable appetite for the drugs, and the cartels know it.
Some dealers traveling all the way across the country to deliver the best high to Baltimore.
We actually discovered where we had traffickers from Baltimore that we were able to track into Mexico, meeting with the cartels.
There's drug traffickers in Baltimore that are making their way to Mexico just to test the product and then bring it back.
Absolutely.
How much would you say fentanyl accounts for in Baltimore's drug market?
85%.
More potent than heroin and less expensive, fentanyl is changing the game entirely.
It's all over the place. They're just varying drug shops run by different networks of drug traffickers throughout the city. And each one of them are in their own unique territory. And if anyone tries to sell in that territory, that usually leads to the levels of violence we're seeing. Baltimore,
a hot spot due to the demand and a prime location on the 95 corridor.
Baltimore was always known as a user-type city, but now it's become almost a source city for some of the surrounding areas.
In 2018, the DEA seized $28 million alone worth of assets. Undercover video here shows 2 suspects pulling kilo after kilo out of a truck. The DEA eventually stopped and searched.
We're routinely coming across six-figure seizures, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, in some cases millions in drug profits.
But a seizure can sometimes have a devastating fallout. Crushing one drug gang leaves a neighborhood short on opioids.
In this case, it crippled that organization. But what we were concerned about was who would fill the void.
Potentially sparking a turf war over the demand that remains.
Unfortunately, a lot of times you could end up seeing where the level of violence might increase because of the void left when you take out a major organization such as this one. These organizations, when they select a territory that they're going to sell from, they don't want other people coming in and selling their drugs in their territory.
Despite the homicide count and a punishing overdose rate for the entire state, the hope is that a turnaround is already in progress. A lot of people out there losing hope in this city in terms of the violence and the drugs, and will it ever let down? What's your message to them?
This will not work unless we all work together. This is strictly not a law enforcement problem. Every seizure we make, I view it as a lifesaver because we just prevented quantities of drugs from reaching people that could potentially overdose and die from it.
And in 2018, the Baltimore DEA division was number 8 in total drugs and assets seized. That's more than some divisions that have double, even triple the population size of Baltimore.